And now you can hear my mic. Welcome. I'm Jeff. I play old and retro games. Tonight I'm going to play some Elite Dangerous, which is not old or retro, but it is a sequel to an old and retro game that I really love called Elite. I played it on the Commodore 64 originally. I believe it originally came out for the BBC Micro home computer, but the Commodore 64 version is the one I cut my teeth on. It's a lot of fun, and it is very relaxing. The Commodore 64 is having some work done on it at the moment. I'm waiting for a replacement part. Otherwise, I would generally be doing something a lot more retro with my streaming. That should be taken care of in a week or two, as soon as I get the part in. Such is the life of someone who plays with a 40-year-old computer. Anyways, I am doing this as a part of Extra Life. That's why I stream. I stream year-round. I raise money year-round. You can see... Oh, other direction. You can see I've got a little fundraising total there. What Extra Life is an organization that connects gamers all around the world with their local Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Mine is the Toronto Hospital for Sick Children. It is a wonderful cause. What happens is we raise money, and towards, I believe it's always the first weekend of November. It's November 3rd and 4th this year. We have a 24-hour gaming marathon. I always stream the entire thing. This year will be my 7th time doing it. I game for 24 hours, raising money for sick kids. It's a wonderful cause. You can check out my profile. It's down below the Twitch video feed there. You can go see it. There's not much there right now. I haven't quite decided what I'm doing this year, but it should be good. It should be fun. It's always a good time. You can see a link to my YouTube channel, and you can see the last few years I've recorded the entire 24 hours. So you can see just how loopy I get around the 19 or 20 hour mark, and also just how much of a good time it is. I really appreciate when people come out, when they donate. It's tax deductible. Every bit of it goes to the charity unless you choose to give something extra to cover Extra Life's overhead. Just fantastic cause. As I said, this is my 7th year doing it, and it should be a lot of fun. So, that being said, I'm going to stream some Elite Dangerous tonight, and what we are doing is some space exploration. There are some exciting alien-oriented events that are happening a little closer to Earth in the game. I am nowhere near that. My ship has been out in the black for a very long time now, without me docking at an actual space station or at a planet of some kind. I like the exploration. I find it relaxing. I think it's interesting to see the way the game generates these solar systems. The galaxy in this is supposedly, it's not, a replica, but it's a 1-to-1 copy of our galaxy. So there are supposedly the same number of stars in it as there are in our galaxy. Obviously, only a very small percentage of them have been explored by players. So we will likely, where we are in the game, be finding a lot of planets, stars, moons, hopefully other cool anomalous things that no one has ever seen before. You'll be seeing them for the first time with me tonight. And yeah, with that, we will get started. And I'll explain a little bit about what I've been doing, and likely what we will stop doing, because I think I figured out... Okay. So here we go. Oh, no, is my joystick not plugged in? Of course not. Let me just reboot here. My joystick has been pulled out. Technical difficulty after technical difficulty. Okay, we've got the joystick back. Perfect. So, I have been exploring in the game for a little while now. I'll show you where I am in the galaxy. Ah, perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Okay. So, let me show you the map. This is where we are in the galaxy. We're kind of on the thin edge of this outer arm of the galaxy. And I have been pursuing, as you can see here, there's a little blue dot that I've been chasing. I've been heading in its general direction, trying to find it. And I think this is actually something outside our galaxy, unfortunately. So I've been pursuing it from like way over here is where I initially spotted it. And I've been heading out this way closer and closer and closer to it. But there's nothing out here. There's lots of stars and stuff, but this blue dot remains unchanging. I'm going to keep heading towards it tonight, just in the general direction, but I'm pretty sure this is something outside our actual galaxy and not all that exciting. But because we're kind of on the edge of this denser region, stars are pretty thin out here. Not a lot of people have explored out here. We're likely to run into a lot of stuff that no one's ever seen before. If you're curious, Earth is in here. We are quite far away from Earth right now. There's nothing around. There's no inhabited systems around here. It's just stars as far as the eye can see. So I'm just going to pick a random star a ways away. We're going to plot a course to it. It's only a few jumps. You see the computer has plotted us a course here. And we're just going to see what we run into. So we are going to jump 65 light years to this next system. So there is faster than light travel in this game. As you can see, this is called the frame shift drive. I'm not sure what sci-fi technobabble makes it work, but it allows us to jump pretty instantaneously between solar systems. You pop up near a large point of mass. So that is a star, obviously. We're going to scoop some fuel from the corona of it. Okay, and we are going to do a detailed scan of the system, see what kind of planets are here, and if there's anything interesting. There may or may not be. I'm just waiting for my ship to cool down a bit. You can see my radar on the bottom there. That 32%, 30% now, that is my heat level. You don't want to cook yourself. That's really bad. So don't park yourself right next to a star. That's bad. Also, the star can get in the way when you are scanning around the system. So what we're going to do is we're going to look on our spectral analyzer, our filtered spectral analysis, and we're going to find all the little planetary signals that are out here. And we're going to look for anything particularly interesting. Probably nothing, but once in a while you find something really interesting. Looks like there's a water world in this system, which is on the rarer end of things. Yeah, we just zip through until we find all the signals and identified all the large bodies in this solar system. You can see I'm twisting my joystick to adjust the spectrum, part of the spectrum we're drilling down on. You have to tune it to what you're looking for. So here's a water world. That's pretty cool. I may check and see if that's worth scanning in detail. You get money for turning in exploration data. But you know, not a lot of money compared to how you can spend your time in other ways in this game. But it is a cool reward to get a little extra money. The main thing that you get out of exploration is if someone else comes to this system later after I turn in the data, my name will be below the little planet that says the person who discovered them, which is pretty cool. So I am just going to check my little dashboard tool here in the background to see if any of these planets are worth scanning in detail, if they're worth any money. And it looks like there's a lot of them worth money. Okay, so 2, 5, 6. So 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. A lot of these are worth scanning. They're worth a lot of money. They're terraformables, which means they are useful for humans. So you can have autopilot, but I manually pilot. I find it's faster if you're paying attention, but also I like to run cool. Your biggest danger when you're exploring is overheating, and the fewer systems that you have running, the less heat your ship generates. So I just keep the autopilot turned off unless I'm feeling really lazy. So you can see we're getting closer. And when we hit at about 7 seconds estimated away, I gotta kill my throttle, otherwise we'll overshoot the thing. And then once it starts going back up, we can accelerate again. But I've got this down to a pretty good system at this stage. So let's see what this looks like when we get up close to it. About 10 light seconds away. We are traveling. Oh, we just dipped below the speed of light. The frame shift drive is interesting because the closer you are to large sources of gravity, or yeah, large gravitational wells, I guess. I guess they're not sources of gravity. The slower you go. There's something technobabble to do with gravity and how this thing works, but when you get close to massive objects, it slows you down. All right. So we see it right there, and we are going to scan the surface. We're going to launch some probes. And basically the idea is you want to scan, I think, once you get to 90%, it counts as 100%. But you want to scan about 90% of the surface. And these probes will touch down and they'll make a little radius scanned.
Surface scanned by
Yeah.
50%.
So that's pretty straightforward. So 2, 6 we want to scan. Gonna move on. I have a pretty finely tuned surface scanner device. This is actually a lot easier for me than it is for most people who do exploration because I have a really nice engineered surface scanner. I think I got it as part of a community event. I'm not sure what we were doing. Scanning for ammonia-based worlds or something. Hey, Dragon Mech, how's it going? We are just doing some very relaxing space exploration in Elite Dangerous. Far, far, far away from any people or aliens. Unless we get really lucky with the discoveries. But we're just doing some detailed scans of the surface of some valuable planets in this system. This is definitely one of my go-to, my brain is fried and I just need to zone out games. I find the space exploration super relaxing. But there's a million things you can do in it. I happen to like the exploration a lot, but you know, there's combat, there's trading, there's political stuff you can get into. Getting pretty close. I think we want to scan 5 too. These look like they're locked together. The little... You can turn off the orbital lines, but the orbital lines are interesting for seeing how the system interacts with it. Itself, everything, how it moves around. I'll show you the orrery in a second. But it's really cool. It's all, you know, more or less based on our understanding of the physics of how solar systems fit together. So we're pretty close now. We can use our surface scanner. It's great. It's definitely a make-your-own-fun kind of game. It does not hold your hand, but I find it very, very satisfying. And 5 was just over here, so we're just going to manually locate it. So I'm pretty sure those probes will get us a full scan of that.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Yep. And if you do it in under a certain number of probes, you get bonus money when you turn in the exploration data. So that efficiency bonus, I think, adds like 25 or 30% to the amount of cash you get for scanning that for the first time. Oh, I might overshoot this one. Can't slow down in time. That's all right. Slow down, it says. Oh, and we can land on this one. That's what the little blue line, blue circle around it means. We're not going to, though. Okay. Gonna aim our surface scanner up. Oh, we're really close. Same pattern. I basically got this down to an art. Yeah, and then the probes scan the planet, and once it gets mapped enough, you get your money payout.
Surface scan complete.
4 we need to scan, I think. And I should correct that, actually. You don't get the payout until you get back to an inhabited region and turn in your exploration data. You can't transmit it over a distance. You have to actually dock at a station. So if you are way out in the middle of nowhere like we are, you have to make certain that you don't die. Because if you die without turning in your exploration data, you lose all of it. And if you've been out for months and months and months, like I have, that could be, oof, like a game quitting kind of moment. So the ones we have left to scan, we need to do 3, 4, and 7. Are the other worlds that are worth scanning. They give us enough money. Getting pretty fast. We're at about 43 times the speed of light right now. It's telling us slow down because we're passing pretty close to some other planets. But we will not slow down until our time estimate to reach this planet is about 7 seconds. That's the sweet spot for decelerating in time. That is one bright star. So if you are going to get into this game, Dragon Mech, I recommend just getting the base game at first. The Odyssey expansion is supposedly terrible. I don't even have it. It's widely reviled by the player base, and what they've done recently is they've actually pushed out all the engine improvements that you had with Odyssey to players who haven't bought it yet, and they're integrating the player base again. I think they're just writing off their losses. So we are approaching about 7 seconds away, so we cut our throttle, and when it starts creeping back up, kick the throttle up again, and that decelerates us just enough that we're not going to overshoot this planet. Looks like 3 is locked around this too. They must have pretty similar orbits. Pretty similar masses, I should say. Just about close enough. Yeah, that's a comfortable distance to launch our probes. And we'll see what's going on with number 3 over here.
Surface scan complete.
Thought so. Sorry, I forget with the head tracker that when I nod, it nods. Slingshot around to a comfortable distance. Perfect. All right. Okay, and I think 7 is the only one we need to scan still. How close is 7? 7 is, well, not close, but it's not as far as it could be.
Surface scan complete.
Okay, we're gonna arc through. As I was explaining earlier, if you pass near planets, it will slow you down. The way this frame shift drive works. Oh, it's so good, Jeremy. And sorry, for everyone, if I have a delay in seeing the chat. I have you on a little tablet below my monitor, so I can't see it immediately when it pops up. I have to check. Hey, Jeremy, how's it going? Yes, it's great to scan planets. Exploration is definitely my favorite thing in this game. And it's just cool to get your name all over stuff. It's like graffitiing the cosmos. No, this is an anaconda. Let me slow her down and give you a look at it. If I remember how to free camera is this, yeah. She's a little worse for wear right now. Your paint actually wears away as you're exploring. And that's kind of like a point of pride for me. I don't repaint it until I dock at a station. And it has been quite a while since I've docked at a station. But yeah, this is my Anaconda. There I am. It's not the largest. The Corvette is larger, and there's an Imperial ship that's also larger, but it's up there. It's definitely one of the larger ships. I love it because it's with the upgraded jump drive in it, I can get almost 80 light years in a single jump, which is just incredible. Yeah, I like the white paint job with this one. But also just the grime. Okay. Cut that throttle. .30 light seconds away. Just about there. I have not. I played with some custom HUD colors, but nothing super drastic. I actually ended up going back to the orange. I like the orange is very easy on the eyes. But I use a program called Elite Dangerous Discovery is what it's called, which lets me pop up various windows with different info that the in-game HUD doesn't give me. I'm not using it currently, like during this session, but I do occasionally use some custom info windows. And there's some cool stuff you can get for tablets as well. Okay, so we have scanned what we need to scan in this system, all the valuable planets. Now we're just going to move on. And I'll actually show everyone. If you missed the beginning, here's where we are. So sort of on the edge of this outer arm of the galaxy. Earth's over here, quite a ways away. And we're starting to get to the point where the distance between stars is pretty significant. You can see the sky looks pretty empty.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you'll have to send me a screenshot of how you got it set up. Yeah, I'd love to play with it. I was saying earlier, I really love this game when I just need to zone out. I like the space travel. I like poking around places no one's ever seen before. So I always find myself coming back to it. Apparently there's some sort of Thargoid war going on right now. I don't know. I'm not anywhere near people or aliens, so Okay, we're gonna get far enough away from this star that we can do some scanning without it getting in the way or cooking us. Once we get, yeah, about below 30% heat level. Oh, I guess that's it. Just stars, no planets. Moving on.
Drive charging.
That was easy. I don't know when the last time you played it was, Jeremy, but they've given the new game engine to all the people who haven't bought Odyssey yet. So that's what we're playing on now. Think they've decided to cut their losses. All right, so we've scanned this one already too. So it was just stars and maybe some nearby planets. Yeah, so just 4 stars in this system. Yeah, so likely you haven't played it on the new engine yet. It's really not that different. It's slightly prettier. The performance is slightly worse. But I mean, I guess that's what you get. I don't care at all about the whole getting out of my ship and walking around aspect of the game, so I never bought that expansion. It's a spaceship game, so I just want to fly spaceships. Occasionally blow up other spaceships. I don't need a first-person shooter attached to it. Okay. Okay. There's 10 things in this system, so we'll actually get to do some scanning. Yeah, I like the idea of it. I don't know. It's always a problem when games try to do too much, right? Like, I find Star Citizen has the exact same issue, where it's just trying to do way too much and isn't particularly good at anything. And I think Elite is really good at this cool galaxy simulation with the cool spaceships and the economic simulator below the surface. And they should just focus on that. They don't need a first-person shooter. I really don't see what the point is. What's this? An icy body. So I guarantee there's nothing valuable here. I guess there's some high metal content stuff. I'll check my dashboard again. Again, I'm using a program called ED Discovery.
System scan complete.
So yeah, there's nothing valuable in this system. We're just gonna move on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I mean, I like using my little dune buggy and driving around on the planet surfaces. That's cool. Maybe we'll do that a little bit tonight if we find anything worth landing on.
System scan complete.
Not in this system.
Fuel scooping complete.
The buggies are great, I will say.
Frameshift Frameshift drive charging.
So yeah, we're definitely far enough out there that we are not jumping into any systems that other people have been in before. These are all star systems that no human being has ever seen. So that's pretty cool.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
We got, oh, 31. Okay. There's a lot going on in this system. Let's see here. Get far enough away from this star. All right, let's have a look. So we've got, looks like we might have an ammonia world. You see there's a little blip on our spectrum there. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of stuff to explore, but you kind of have to take delight in seeing the weird star systems. Like, I found one once that had like 120 planets in it. It was wild. But the thing about it is most star systems are ordinary. So you can sift through a lot that are not particularly exciting before you find anything that is actually worth having a look at. So I'm just keeping an eye out for, in the upper right there, any interesting features on these planets, which might make it worth landing on. Yeah, so there's that one has some geological features. I don't necessarily care about those, but if there's biological features, we might want to check that out, see some new life. Yeah, well, I enjoy the most repetitive part of the game, which is this exploration. But it's mostly a shut my brain off and relax kind of deal. Contribute to the star charts that are available. The game doesn't give a lot of good tools for interacting with the galaxy. So there are tons of player-made websites and tools that have relied on data that players collect. So that ED Discovery program that I use, it's actually uploading all my exploration data as I'm playing here, and building out the player-run database of everything that has been explored. And all sorts of third-party tools use that database for navigational tools and just plain old cataloging. I don't know if you remember, Jeremy, but there was a tool that let you basically plot yourself a nice circle of extremely valuable solar systems to explore so you could build up your money real fast. Oh, so here's the ammonia world. This one is definitely worth checking out. Ammonia worlds are probably the second least common type of planet. The only other planet type that is less common than ammonia worlds is Earth-like worlds. Heck yeah. Especially when there's cool events going on. Often there will be community events that you get special rewards for turning in the exploration data for. They'll have you explore certain regions or scan certain planet types. All right. So that ammonia world was B1, I think. So we're definitely going to check it out. I don't know how far away it is. It might be very far away. Oh, God. Okay. Let's see. It's very far away. It's orbiting one of the secondary stars in this system. We're going to see what the time estimate is for getting out to it. It might not be worth going out there. We'll see once we get accelerated a bit how long it thinks it's going to take us to get out there. I mean, right now the time estimate's a little less than 10 hours, but it's dropping quick. Once it stabilizes, we'll have a better idea. The time estimate is never super accurate because your speed is always going up and down. It can only tell you the time estimate for at your current speed. But if you look down on the upper right of my radar, a little 27.7 C, that's my speed gauge. C obviously is, well, maybe not obviously. C is the speed of light. And we're just going to keep accelerating as we go out here. And it might not take us too long to get out here, but I think it's going to take longer than I want to spend. It's dropping down pretty quick, but it's still over 2 hours it's thinking we're going to take to get out there. Under 2 hours. It is dropping pretty quick. We'll see. We'll see. Our speed's going up, up, up. Especially now that we're away from everything that was surrounding that other star. The fewer massive objects around you, the faster you can go. It might be worth going out there. I don't want to spend my entire stream just sitting here watching the timer go down. Yep, exactly. I forget what it's called. It has they call it something. Doing that money loop, but it's also great because it really teaches you just piloting. Because the thing about this game is even like a split-second mistake can get you fried. Or smushed, or overheated, or whatever. There are a lot of things that can go wrong when you fly around in this game. I think we might be able to get out there before too long. I'm going to guess it's going to take us about 5 minutes. What is 8:19 now? Let's see. But I'd love to scan this ammonia world. Like I said, ammonia worlds are quite uncommon. We think ammonia worlds are what the Thargoids are native to. They're the only living intelligent species that we know of, besides humans. And in the game right now, they are invading human space because we tried to genocide them for a second time, which, I don't know, it's in poor taste. They weren't really bothering anyone. Well, thanks for coming out, Dragon Mech. I hope to see you next time and get some rest. are currently traveling at 520 times the speed of light. Pretty good. What I've never tried to do is make it to another star system without the jump drive. I'm not actually sure what would happen if you did it. If you went to a densely packed part of the galaxy, you could probably find something like that it's only like a 1 light year jump, and I bet you could do that before your fuel ran out. It would be interesting. 650 times the speed of light. Lots of empty seats on this ship. I think depending on how I have it outfitted, if I put like a fighter bay in it, or some turret guns, I can invite other players to join me. But this is a pretty stripped down exploration ship. It's like literally nothing in it that I don't need for exploration. It has 0 weaponry. And half the stuff it has in it is actually shut down to save on heat generation. Yeah, shields aren't on. Vehicle hangars turned off. Cargo hatches turned off. Docking computers turned off. We're running on minimal systems. And the reason for that is the less your ship weighs, the further your jump drive can take you. And especially out on the thin regions of the galaxy like this, when the gaps are pretty huge between stars, you need the biggest jump range you can get. If you're going to the center of the galaxy, it's really easy. You can take pretty much any kind of ship out there because the distances between stars are so small. But out on the edges, it gets very, very thin. You're at 860 times the speed of light. And if I wasn't doing this on stream, I probably would not have bothered with this planet. But I want to show you guys an ammonia world. Okay, and our speed's actually starting to drop. We're getting close enough to the other star that we can't maintain it. You can see it's actually falling down now. So we are not going to make it in the 5 minutes I thought we would. It's probably going to be more like another 5. We'll see. Can't turn back now. We've wasted too much time. Not using a lot of fuel to do it though. Got a big tank in this thing. I guess we'll do the scenic view. It's fun to play around with the free camera. I've got running lights on. I think I can turn those off. Anyway, it's a cool ship. It's very big. You can see it's got hallways. It's got a little docking bay. Well, it's not a docking bay. It's I can drop my buggy out of there. I think I can put a fighter bay in it, but I've never installed one. Anyway, I love this ship. Turns like a pig, but it's great. Back down to 550 times the speed of light. So slow. .500 times the speed of light. Just gonna adjust us so we're pointed right at it. .400C. Pretty quiet, Jeremy. It's cold again. We had a week of like 6 or 7 degrees, but it's back down below 0. We had some rain, most of the snow melted, but we're back down to more or less seasonal temperatures. But yeah, it's just been a quiet weekend. Catching up on some busy work around the house for the most part. What about yours? Getting close. So it's taken us 10 minutes to get there so far. Sometimes busy work is good for the brain, though. I like having something to putter away at. What's the bot for? Oh, interesting. I will keep an eye out for it. Okay, so it's just kind of consolidating a bunch of stuff. That's handy. Okay. We have just about made it. Looks like it's got a moon, too. Yeah, I don't care about the moon, though. Just about there. Anyway, they're these ugly pea green colors, ammonia worlds. I guess because of the ammonia. Anyway, Thargoids love them. And that should do it. Pretty anticlimactic.
Surface scanned by
Ta-da!
50%.
Let's have a look at the
Complete.
system map. So this is a nice simplified view that shows you everything that's in this star system. So it's a binary system. It's got 2 stars. And let me see here. Oh, Stream Elements bot. I bet you that link doesn't work anymore. I should fix that. Go to the link in the little thing below in my profile info. I don't think that link is live yet. Extra Life takes time to reset that every year. Oh yeah. So I always love the aura review, so you can actually see the dynamics of the system. So you can see both the stars and their orbits, but you can actually drill down. I love this stuff. You can drill right down and see how everything relates to everything else. Thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate it. But I love this aura review for like actually seeing how everything fits together. It's so cool. Especially with more complicated systems. This one is not particularly complicated, but it's neat. I like it. Anyway, moving on. Like I said, this is the last stop in our route, so we will have to reevaluate where we're headed after we scan this next system. Oh, and fun bit of trivia. This in-between part of space, when you're jumping between systems, they call it witch space.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Fuel scooped. That's enough distance. Let's have a look. Witch space. Yeah, it's very mysterious, right? There's a who's on first kind of joke in there that I'm not quite able to tease out. So I'm willing to be. Okay. We didn't move enough. We actually can't scan through the star, believe it or not. So we're gonna have to move a bit to get that last planet. Yep. Just move off the orbital plane a little bit. Okay, that should be enough. There it is.
System scan complete.
It's a boring old icy body. Alright, let's go back to the galaxy map and see where we want to be. So we're just kind of on the edge of this section of the galaxy, which is called the Errant Marches. This over here is the Formidine Rift. I'm going to stay in the Errant Marches. You can kind of run it as, I'll show you, a scavenger hunt. Where's the codex? Where's the codex? So every section of the galaxy has a bunch of things that are in it. Different kinds of stars, different kinds of gas giants, different kinds of terrestrial planets. And there will be things that you have seen and things that you haven't seen. So I have confirmed all these ones that are in blue, which means I've actually seen planets of this type in this section of the galaxy. So it looks like I have not seen metal-rich planets with atmosphere. We can see reported locations. If we want to go to one that someone else has discovered prior to us, we can just straight up go to these systems and confirm the discovery. I don't like doing that. I like to actually confirm it first. So you can see I've confirmed a non-terraformable ammonia planet. I have not confirmed a terraformable one. But I like to stick in one section of the galaxy because it's cool to tick off all the boxes. Like I said, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. Yeah, and there's just tons of this stuff. Geology, organic stuff. I haven't landed on any planets here yet, so literally none of this is confirmed. Okay, let's go back to that galaxy map and decide where we are going to go. So we can just keep going towards the rim, which seems like the way to do it. We could... We're in realistic map mode now. But if we want, we can actually filter for star types to look for particularly interesting things. Sometimes that's a good way to explore. You tick off all the really common stuff so that you don't see it. And then you just try and spot something rare. You see the galaxy looks pretty empty when you do it this way. Because we have ticked off only the rare things. The most exciting thing I've discovered. I found a star system that had a neutron star that was basically inside a super red giant star. It was like right on the edge of it. They orbited really close. That was freaking cool. Neutron stars, if you see them in the game, they're very energetic. They're very active. They shoot out these giant blue jets out the side. So that was pretty cool. I found systems that have like 3 Earth-like worlds in them, which is also pretty cool. Systems where, planets have their orbits that actually go through the energetic jets from neutron stars. So they're just getting like horrifically irradiated. Black holes, I've discovered black holes, which is really cool. Although they're they're not visually very exciting, black holes, I will say. So we may have to make our filter less restrictive here, because I'm not seeing too much. Not at this elevation. Let's make our filter a little less restrictive. That's some B and A types. There we go. Lots more stuff now. Okay. I'm going to go out farther towards where it is sparse. How far away is that? That's a good one. That's a good route. If we can plot it. It's going to be complicated because it's really far away. I can't find us a route to it. We're going to have to go a little closer. Maybe this one. Come on, come on. Plot us a route. Nope. It's also more difficult to plot routes out here on the edge because the distances between stars is so great. You often have to do a lot of navigating with your own brain. The computer will freak out over it. Any one of these, come on. This one's only 2,000 light years away. You can do it, computer. Yeah, plot that route. How many jumps is it? It's only 31 jumps.
Frameshift drive charging.
What else have I discovered that's really cool? I've been the first to discover certain anomalies in different sections of the galaxy. That's pretty neat. But yeah, just weird solar systems are the things I live for.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
And I've seen a lot of things that other people have discovered first, which are pretty cool. Like Sagittarius A star is really sweet. The supermassive black hole at the center of the galaxy. That thing is awesome. Believe it or not, I have not traveled to Earth yet. Yeah, your safety system for your ship won't let you do it. I don't think you can in the game, which is kind of lame. It should at least destroy you. But you do get the really cool visual distortions that you would actually get on the edge of a black hole. I know. You can kill your ship in a lot of ways, but in a black hole is not one, sadly. In fact, it's incredibly easy to accidentally kill your ship, but I don't know why they don't let you kill yourself in a black hole. It's the way everyone wants to go, right? If you had to choose, spaghettified in a black hole would be the way most people would choose to go, I think.
System scan complete.
And we've got 2 and 3 are pretty close, and they are worth big buckos. That's what I mean. I want to see myself spaghettified if I fly into a black hole in this game. I don't want no cop-out like in the Disney black hole movie, where you just pop out into another galaxy. I want the spaghettification. Flip to my surface scanner. Okay. Pew, 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 pew. That should do it. 3? Yeah, I think 3 is the other one. Down to a fine art.
Surface scan complete.
I'm gonna arc. Tends to be faster if you avoid the plane. Ah, that friggin' blue thing. We'll talk about that once I've scanned this. See that little blue dot? I've been chasing it. But I've concluded that it is outside of the galaxy, and I can't actually get to it. It's very frustrating. I've chased it for like 2,000 light years. It doesn't get any bigger. I don't know what it is. I've looked online, and there are lots of people who are like, "What is this blue dot? Why can't I reach it?" No one seems to know what it is, but it's outside of the galaxy somewhere. I'm sure it's actually something. Some other galaxy would be my guess, but I don't know enough about astronomy to hazard a guess at what it is, and I haven't seen anyone else make any guesses about it. But it's so tantalizing. Like, it's so very clearly different from everything else in the sky. Very frustrating. But yeah, literally I'd just been making my way gradually towards it by heading in the general direction, but it never gets any bigger.
Frameshift drive charging.
And we're basically like where we are now. We're like pretty much on the edge of stuff. So it's like out here somewhere. I couldn't tell you what it actually is.
Frameshift drive charging.
But it's so pretty, that deep blue color. I want to know what it is. Maybe it's just a glitch, but lots of people have seen it and tried to reach it. No dice, apparently. Usually in this game, anything you see you can get to. You know, within reason, like there's some other galaxies you can see too, out this far. I'll point one out if I see it, but...
Fuel scooping.
But basically, if you see a star, you can get to it in this game. Even the Milky Way here, the appearance changes depending on where you are in the galaxy. You can. We'll get there eventually. I've been there many times because I like going where few people have explored. Basically, there are no stars, and you'll look. Hang on, let me get out of the scanner here. You'll look one direction, and it's this, right? You'll see the Milky Way, and you'll look the other direction, and it's just black. There's nothing. Cause there's nothing. You might see some galaxies, but yeah, there's nothing. And you can fly out until you run out of fuel, but you can't use your jump drive unless you're aiming at a large source of mass like a star, unfortunately. So you can't jump out of the galaxy. You can only jump to stars. And you really can't get too far without using your jump drive. Maybe a light year before you run out of fuel. Yes, so there are situations where you can get stranded. Let me just change my angle here. So you can get stranded because there are a few ways you can increase the range of your jump drive. Just show you here. Yeah. So you see my jump range here is about 78 light years. If I had 0 fuel, I could make it like 81.5 light years, but I wouldn't have any fuel to do it with, so it doesn't really make sense. So with mostly full fuel tank, I can get about 78.15 light years. Now, you can boost that a couple ways. You can scoop fuel from the energetic jets out the top and bottom of a neutron star, and that basically almost quadruples, like between 3 and 4 times. It will make your jump range about 3 or 4 times what it is for one jump. So theoretically, if you found a neutron star right on the edge of the galaxy, you could jump to a star that was farther than 78 light years from any other star, and then you would just be stranded there. The other way you can do it is where are we here? Where's my frame shift drive? There's frame shift drive injection. So with various materials, you can inject your drive for one jump to increase your jump range. So you can see I can use carbon, vanadium, and germanium and get an extra 25% distance. I can use a few more things, get 50%. And if I use some really rare materials, I can increase my jump range by 100%. This doesn't stack with neutron stars. Unfortunately, you can't use both. But again, this is a way that you can jump to a star that's farther than your normal jump range. And if you don't have the materials to boost yourself again, you can just end up stranded, which is bad. And what you have to do at that stage is you have two options. You can either self-destruct, and it will bring you back to the nearest starbase. Nearest? Yeah, I think it'd be the nearest starbase is where it drops you. It's been a long time since I've died. That's one option. You lose all your exploration data that you haven't handed in yet. That would be really, really, really embarrassing. Or there is a player-run group called the Fuel Rats. And basically what they do is they rescue players who have stranded their dumbasses without fuel somewhere. Either they've jumped to a star that they can't refuel at. They've jumped using a boost of some kind and can't get back. What the Fuel Rats will do is they will come out and they will rescue you. They will refuel you. So you contact them and you tell them where you are, and they will say, you know, we'll be there in 2 days, and they'll arrange a time with you, and they'll come out and they'll give you fuel. And I just think that's amazing. But I think there's not much they can do. I don't know if they can give you materials if you've done a boosted jump. I think they can only give you fuel. I think you can't transfer materials to another player. So you may be SOL if you've stranded yourself that particular way. But if you've run out of fuel, the Fuel Rats can help you. It just might take them a while to get to where you are. I like to keep my fuel topped off pretty good. But, you know, some people like to dance on the edge of the knife. Okay, lots of stuff. 28. Oh, someone's been to this system. Suzuk has been here before. That is not too common. Let's see if he's discovered everything. Sometimes people get really lazy and they don't actually scan everything. But it looks like a Suzuk has scanned everything. We're going to scan everything regardless. We'll get on you, Suzuk. But as you can see, that's what it looks like if a planet's been discovered by someone else before and they've turned in their exploration data. So everything we've discovered tonight, once we turn in our exploration data, people will see my pilot name underneath it when they come visit it. Which is pretty unlikely. It's a big galaxy. But it's cool. You're like graffitiing the stars. Anyway, I'm going to be real quick about this. Not going to bother detailed scanning anything because Suzuk has done everything. Yeah, so he's actually mapped this one. You can see that he's got 2 different entries down there. I don't know why you would map a gas giant. You're generally not worth too much money. But, you know, more power to him.
System scan complete.
That's it. The other thing is, just because Suzuk has mapped this system
Drive charging.
doesn't mean he's hooked into the mapping database that I am, that all these third-party tools are hooked into. So it's worth scanning everything regardless, in case he hasn't shared that data with the star maps. I would just hope we're not on the same route, and that this system will be undiscovered.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
That should be enough distance. Okay, this is undiscovered. There he is.
System scan complete.
I don't think any of this is worth... Yeah, none of this is worth scanning in detail. So moving on
Charging.
to a Class K star. I think Sol is a Class K star, if I'm remembering correctly.
System scan complete.
It's all by its lonesome. There's that damn blue dot again.
Fuel scoping.
What is it?
Frameshift drive charging.
So this is a cool new feature from the new engine. It actually tells you when you're jumping if there's a fuel star in the system you're jumping to. That's new since Odyssey. They didn't used to show you that information. What do you got for me?
Fuel scoping.
Four things.
Fuel scoping complete.
Okay, let's get where we won't cook. There's one. And two.
Scan complete.
And I don't think either of them are worth scanning in detail.
Frameshift drive
So we're
charging.
moving on to an F class, a white star. Yeah, you can see there it actually tells me there's a fuel star and it's the primary star of the system where I'm jumping to.
4, 3, 2,
Never leave home without your fuel scoop once you can afford one in this game. I believe the ship the game starts you out in does not have a fuel scoop, so you have to buy fuel every time you jump. And that's all well and good when you're in the bubble, which is inhabited space, and there's not a lot of distance between stars. But out here, you're not going to get far if you can't refuel yourself.
Fuel scooping complete.
Preferably with the biggest scoop you can get, so it only takes like 2 seconds like that. Okay, kill the throttle. What do we got? Is that a water world? You start to recognize where on the spectrum the good stuff is. Earth-like worlds are like up here. Like, yeah, right in between rocky ice worlds and ammonia worlds, you can find Earth-like worlds. And they are very exciting when you do find them. Three more. 2. Here's the water world.
Scan complete.
Okay, so we've got a few things worth scanning. Looks like 3, 4, and 5 are all worth scanning. Should net me a few million worth. Which is actually a lot of money. But eventually in this game, money becomes pretty meaningless. It becomes all about engineering materials, which you gotta collect by hand. Yeah, I mean, different equipment for it, outfitting it in different ways. The biggest boat isn't necessarily the best. I think it would be cool to have one of every ship in the game. That would be a cool thing to have in your garage, or your hangar, I guess. But yeah, like this Anaconda is outfitted for exploration, but Anacondas are great for combat as well. Like, I could outfit it as a combat ship, I could outfit it as a mining ship. All those pieces that you would slot into it would cost money. So it really would take quite a while before money is like completely meaningless. It's kind of meaningless for me because I'm not super interested into getting into other gameplay styles at the moment, and I have some fun little combat ships already. 3, 4. But yeah, I think I've got a few billion in the bank right now. Yep, that's what it's all about, man. And like, if I really wanted to spend my money, instead of swapping my components around to configure the ship for different things, like having a combat configuration Anaconda and an exploration configuration for it. I could buy two Anacondas and not have to swap parts in between them. So really, like, you can spend the money if you want to, but like, how much do I have? Yeah, so I've got about 2.5 billion credits right now, which is quite a bit. I could buy and completely outfit probably one of the biggest ships in the game just with that, and maybe have a little bit to spare. But yeah, it's all about the collection, right? I actually don't have all that many ships. Like 4 or 5, maybe? That's not a lot. We can actually look on the galaxy map. Pew. Pew pew. Pew. Alright, let's look at the galaxy map. I want to see what ships I've got. I think it lets me see them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I have 5 other ships.
By 50%. Surface scan complete.
And they're like yeah, 26,000 light years away from here. Yeah. They're fun though. The Chieftain is my PvP, sometimes PV. No, it would be really bad for me to go boom out here. The Chieftain is my PvP, PvE anti-human ship. That Dark Electric is an anti-Thargoid ship. Although I think the meta has completely changed there since the Thargoid War started. There's new equipment, so probably this is very out of date. And the Thargoids have adapted to the kind of tactics I was using there. Strange Affinities, I think that was just like an early ship I had. I should have kept the Sidewinder, which I started in, but I probably needed the cash at the time and got rid of it. But I definitely... The Cobra was the second ship I got. I love my Asp Explorer. It's probably my favorite ship besides the Anaconda. And the Python's okay. I don't see what the big deal is about the Python. People rave about the Python, but it never really clicked for me. Yeah, the Cobra is a cool ship. It can do a little bit of everything. But yeah, people love the Python for some reason, and I just it never clicked with me. I don't know if I didn't get it configured right. It's cool because it can basically be outfitted to do anything, a lot like the Anaconda can, and a lot like it's like a bigger Cobra. It can do basically anything if you fit it out right. But the Chieftain's great. It's like super maneuverable. It's very peppy. The Crate is just a weird-looking ship, which I like. I like weird things. The Asp Explorer is, like, incredible. If you want to make money in this game, when you're first getting started, save up your money, get yourself a Cobra, keep making money, get yourself an Asp Explorer, and you can basically do anything exploration-wise. Once it's outfitted and engineered, like, this thing... can get a little less than 80 light years. My Asp Explorer can get about 60, which is perfect. You can explore anything with an Asp Explorer. It's cheap. It's very quick. It's very maneuverable. It's not like this thing. This thing is a bit of a pig when it turns. But I love the Asp Explorer. It's got an amazing cockpit. You can see like everywhere. This thing you can't see hardly anything. But the Asp Explorer is incredible. Just incredible view. It's great for sightseeing. It's great for exploring. You can outfit it for mining. Apparently, it's a pretty good mining ship. I've never really done that. I think mining is extremely boring in this game. But to each their own. I'm sure a lot of people think exploration is super boring. But yeah, I like collecting the ships for sure. I think this game has really good ship designs. They've got a good aesthetic. And it's neat because they were in the original game, very simple polygons, wireframe graphics. And they've done a really good job translating them to modern graphics in a way that's still kind of reminiscent of how they looked in the BBC Micro and the Commodore 64 version. Okay. Ooh, lots of stuff. Lots of worthless stuff. Okay, sorry, Blue Jaya MVW C15 0 BC3. I should be kinder. It's a shame. I was hoping to find some life signs tonight, but it doesn't look like we're going to before our time's up this evening.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, we'll have to do a session where I just play the combat arena game. They have a fun little I forget what it's called, like close quarters combat arena. But it's PvP that you don't have to worry about wasting your money and losing your ships in, because it's just a little arcadey kind of thing. It gives you a ship. It's not your own ship from the game, but it's pretty fun. I actually quite like the space combat in Elite Dangerous. Nothing? Alright. That was easy. But for that, I'll definitely be using my my voice attack. You don't need so many controls when you're exploring, but when you're doing other stuff like combat, I like to use voice attack to shift power around and all sorts of other things. A voice attack is just, it's great in this game. Okay, we are far enough away. Nothing exciting here. I didn't get off the plane enough. Hopefully there's nothing hiding behind it, but there probably is. Yep. Alright. Boo. Get as much scanned as we can. Okay. And the last one is hiding behind that star, so we got to get off the plane a bit. Ah, that damn blue dot. What is it? There you are.
System scan complete.
Next.
Drive charging.
You can see as we get closer to the edge of the galaxy, the star field gets emptier and emptier.
3, 2,
When you're exploring near the center of the galaxy, the density is so huge that like everything is lit up bright. It's just stars everywhere. It's crazy.
fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Okay. What do we got? Oh, is that an Earth-like world? That might be. I'm going to save it for last, but we might have found an Earth-like world. That will be a very fun spot to end the night's stream on, because we are just about done too. Yeah, that's what that is. I'm going to save it for last. And it looks like it's got a moon of some kind. Okay, okay. Yeah, we're going to scan it last. So it's got a rocky body for a moon. Let's have a look here.
System scan.
Hey! It's an Earth-like world. Amazing. We are obviously going to check it out. Target it. It is not very far away. They will learn to fear me. The single human in 20,000 light years of here. Oh, it's really close. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We're going to plant a single potato plant, and we'll come back in 10 years and the whole planet will be barren. Yeah, I imagine, like, in the far future when we're finding star systems that have planets we can breathe the air on, we're going to have some sort of, like, immune system boosters so that we don't just immediately go into anaphylactic shock. Well, there it is. Not too bad. Not bad for a couple hours of exploring. Well, maybe they've got the immune system boosters and they just don't worry about it. A lot like the Universal Translator. We just don't worry about it too much. But this is a pretty good find. These are incredibly rare. They're the rarest planet type, I'm pretty sure.
Scanned by 50
Maybe helium giants are more rare, but these are pretty rare. Let's have a look. Oh no, go to the map view. Okay. An outdoor world with human breathable atmosphere and indigenous life. The atmosphere is far from chemical equilibrium as a result. So it's small. It's only about 0.3 Earth masses. 0.7 G. So we'd have a spring in our step down there. Its day is about 0.8 of our days. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Oprah. Really, it's an advantage, right? No volcanism, so we don't have to worry about some sort of indigenous volcano god we're going to get sacrificed to. Which, if I am to believe the sci-fi I consume, native populations are always going to try and sacrifice you to a volcano god. When you come down and introduce them to advanced technology, that's just the way it works. uh, yeah, I'm definitely the opposite. Uh, I'm always trying to make everyone get along. It never works. What else? Semi-major access. Does it actually say what's its? I want to know. Oh, its orbital period. Okay, so its year is about 268 days. That's pretty cool. I am just going to end the stream there because how can I top that? That's amazing. And we're just about at the end of our time, so we'll see how it fits in. Yeah. Pretty cool. It's got its own moon. I love it. Rare find. So thanks for sticking it out with me as I explored the errant marches on the edge of the galaxy. Hopefully, the Commodore will be back in action for next week. I've been streaming a bit on the Commodore 64, but I need a part replaced on it. I'm pretty sure it's having some issues. If I don't get the part replaced, maybe I'll pull out one of my originals instead of my new build. They're a little more finicky, but it'll be cool to stream off of that too. Anyways, thanks again for coming out. As always, I'm raising money for Extra Life. Check out my Extra Life profile. There's a pinned chat now about it. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. There's not much on my Extra Life page. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet, but I will be streaming something for 24 hours the first weekend of November. It'll be retro. It'll be obscure, maybe. Who knows? I'm open to suggestions. If you've got ideas, let me know. Check out the page. See what I did last year. There's a link to the whole 24-hour video from last time. Or it might be split into 3 videos. Anyway, all 24 hours are on YouTube. You can check it out. It's always a good time. I appreciate when people come out. Even if you can't donate, I appreciate people coming out to my streams. I appreciate people coming out and supporting me on the 24-hour marathon. It helps to have people to talk to. It's a great time. Check out Jeremy King's page as well. He's doing it. He's got a Twitch channel, which I assume his link is on. I'm pretty sure I've got an outdated link in my bot here, so I can't share it. But we're a team. We raise money every year. It's a great cause. It is awesome. It's lots of fun. So thanks, everyone. I am going to sign off for the evening. And perfect. Yeah, so check his out, too. He's a teammate. He does good work. And, yeah, he's got a link to a Discord server we're both on, too, that he runs. It's a good crowd. And, yeah, check it out. See you next week, folks. I will be back with more retro stuff. Later.